Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your monthly reading for June 2025. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and we're going to jump right into it, Cancer. First of all, happy birthday. I'm so excited for you with the luckiest month of 2025 in your birthday season. This is going to be absolutely enormous. And happy birthday. You're going to have one of the most memorable, unforgettable birthday months that you've ever had with what I'm about to tell you for June. Now, if you are new to my channel, I'm going to give you your astrological forecast. I'm going to then do your spread. Then I break it down week by week. I'm going to pull more cards. I'm going to tell you some other aspects because there are nearly 30 major aspects happening this month. I didn't have room on the whiteboard to write them all down. So, and then of course the second spread, but we're here. Cancer, I want you to celebrate, and I want you to celebrate hard. This is the luckiest month of the entire year. You deserve this because think about 2025. It has been a year. Actually, I want you to think back to November. I want you to think back to November up until now, all right? We had back-to-back retrogrades. All of 2025, we had double retrogrades. We had Mars retrograde in your sign where it does the least best. Does that make sense? We had eclipses. We had changing of the nodes. Even Jupiter was retrograde for the first 2 months of this year and didn't even leave shadow until May 1st. And so, do you see how now, as I said in your annual 2025 forecast, we're here. Everything changes. Everything, okay? All that heaviness and those energies, that fog even, they lifted mid-May, right? Everything started changing mid-May for you, ramping up to the luckiest month of the year, 2025. Not only is it the luckiest month, it is pretty profound. Like, buckle up. Your life is changing past the popcorn. Bring out the birthday cake type of month for you. And from the good grocery store. June is now going to be a launch pad for your new era. Like I told you in your June or your annual forecast for Cancers, I said you're going to be experiencing things you never have in your lifetime, okay? And that's because Pluto, this is going to be really big for you, right? Pluto, freshly new in Aquarius, the first time in 250 years. And then in the past few weeks, Saturn and Neptune moved into Aries. They're together the first time in 320 years. And now this month, I wish I had a cowbell or something. Jupiter, the planet of luck, good fortune, optimism, wisdom, faith, moving into your sign. And two really big reasons why this is enormous for you. A, this is a 12-year cycle. You've been waiting for this. You waited 12 years. You waited 12 years for this moment. And B, Jupiter is actually exalted in your sign, meaning it does its best in Cancer out of all the signs, even its rulership. This is amazing. But that's not it, okay? The sun is moving into your sign mid-month, June 20th. Happy summer, by the way. Happy winter for those in the southern hemisphere. But the sun is changing signs in June, right? Mercury is changing signs. Venus is changing signs. Mars is changing signs. You throw in Jupiter and then all the other planets I just mentioned, freshly new in their signs. Oh, yeah, they're bearing gifts. They're bearing gifts for you, and there's enormous change. By the way, there's one more planet. That's Uranus, right? Uranus will change signs the first week of July, still in your birthday season. The first time in 84 years, moving into Gemini. So that's the last of the 4 outer planets. But you see that really compressed period of time, all these planets are changing signs. This is through the roof, okay? Off the books. I don't even know what the right expression is. That's how I'm excited for you, okay? So you see how just 2025 is a year nobody on Earth has ever seen. And June is gangbusters, especially for you. Especially for you, okay? Now, on top of that, you throw in the four of the luckiest aspects that only happen once a year They're all happening in June. Well, you've got a Jupiter ruled full moon in June. And as you know, by now, if you're a subscriber, the new moon in your sign, the last new super moon of the year, one of the best new moons of 2025, will be conjuncting Jupiter, which hasn't happened in years, right? Making it even more rare. That's happening all in June. And then remember, don't forget the last few weeks you've had Jupiter sextile Chiron. You had Jupiter with the nodes of fate, your destiny, your mission statement. That's all brought you to this moment, okay? So Cancer, just remember life is a miracle, and this is the month where you see that ever so clearly. Jupiter is going to be front and center and in your sign the first time since 2013, 2014. I will walk you through all of this. I will walk you through. I just told you half of the reasons why it's the luckiest month. This is enormous, okay? Now, with that said, yes, it is the luckiest month. Doesn't mean there aren't going to be lucky months to come, all right? We'll save that for when we get to the other months, but this is prime time, June. And it doesn't mean there won't be challenging aspects, all right? So we'll walk through that too, okay? We'll walk through that too. I don't even, do you see? We'll walk through that too. It's on the back here. All right. Yeah, that's right. I started with Gemini and then you're next. Y'all are the two that's going to be most impacted this month. All right. So I just want you to know June is your magic carpet ride. All right. The universe is providing you the magic, but you got to make your carpet. All right. You got to know which way you want to go. Right. Lastly, I'm only going to go over the highlights of June. Okay, because there's 30 major aspects. It's bonkers. I'm not even bringing in the planetoids and asteroids. And here's one last thing, Cancer. I did a June astrology overview live stream where I talk a lot about what's happening in June that I'm not going to cover here, or some of it not even in your weekly forecast to come. That live stream was basically all you. Okay. So I'll leave it at the end of the video or, in the description box. Check that out because Jupiter moving into your sign is a big deal. And I talked a lot about that. All right. Including the fact that, just one little thing I'll tell you about that video. June, remember, Jupiter's moving into your sign. That's happening June 9th, right? So Jupiter will be in Gemini the first half of the month up until June 9th. At that 29-degree point. Okay? I've talked about this. Jupiter, for whenever he leaves a sign, he leaves you a parting gift. All right? So again, another reason you can just be really excited. It amplifies all this sweetness of June for you. Okay? And even like the fact that Venus, Chiron, Eris, that rare triple conjunction, literally happening on June 1st. That's big. That's a big deal. That's in the overview. So the last thing is please pay attention to the first thing or the first week. All right. That I'm about to go through for you. All right. In addition to the live stream, because I'm not sure if I mentioned this in your last reading, but I will be with my family next week. I get to see my family. So I will be skipping the first week and then I will resume. All right. So don't forget to read your rising and your moon. Those are critical. Those are big. All right. I always talk about this. And just to give you some context, in real life, I'm an Aquarius, right? So obviously all this Aquarius stuff that's happening in my life, of course, I feel that. I'm a Gemini rising. I feel everything that's happening with all the Gemini stuff, right? And so if you saw last week's reading or even the week before, that a lot of the things I mentioned are highlighted. That just naturally happens in Gemini. But for me, bigger, like A, travel. I'm traveling. B, I'm seeing my family. All, siblings, right? C, I'm signing a contract. That's another thing I'll tell y'all later about. D, I'm seeing friends. I'm being social. That's Gemini energy. Mercury and Gemini. So do you see how me as a Gemini rising, like everything anyway, so just keep that in mind. All right. Now, Just to let you know, by the way, the first week is loaded with Gemini energy. And so remember, Gemini rules your 12th house, but natively rules your 6th and even your 3rd, but we'll focus on the 6th here. So the first week, even before, again, I'm going to tell you things not on the whiteboard because it's your birthday season. I'm going to give you a little bit extra. The first week, you have the Sun, Mercury, Jupiter, Sedna, Hygeia, the fixed star Aldebaran, all in that all in Gemini. You're gonna feel this. You're gonna feel this energy. Remember, this is 12th and 6th for you. So everyday activities, your routine, a lot of work, a lot of health, right? Also, ideas, communication, curiosity, but very spiritual. That 12th house, ooh, really nice. All right, now June 4th. Ooh, I hope you're ready for this one, Cancer. This is good. The drink too. Venus sextile Jupiter. Remember, this is happening. This is one of the best aspects of the year, one of the best days of the year. You've got the 2 benefic planets, right? You got Venus and Jupiter at 29 degrees. I've talked about the 29-degree point, the critical degree, the anaretic degree, the graduation. There's something culminating here. There's this really great sigh of relief, but it's a sex house, a window of opportunity with 2 greater benefics. Venus, by the way, that's love, that's money, that's creativity and beauty, with a planet of luck and abundance and expansion and profit. So there is something really enormously special for you, and I would not be surprised if it has anything to do with work or career. Okay? So right off the bat, you got something great here. All right? Now, what's not on the whiteboard happening at that same time, Mercury will sextile Mars. So you've got all the inner personal planets. You have Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, Mars, all in these enormously auspicious sextiles. What? This is absolutely amazing. So again, for a lot of y'all, especially with Mercury sextile Mars, Mars is in Leo in your 2nd house, money, 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 right? Money, income, salary, and then you've got all this Aries energy, right? Venus is still in Aries, okay? This is your 10th house of career and fame. So if you are, and then remember that 6th house energy, work. So if you're here for career in any capacity, profession, launching something, side gig, side hustle, any of that, this is amazing for you, all right? Absolutely, you're going to feel powerful, empowered, driven, really sharp with a mind, communication. Use this, all right? You want to take advantage of these aspects. You want to use it. And even if you're not here for a career, it's everyday activities, it's your health, it's anything that you want. It's Venus and Jupiter, the greater benefits. Like I said, it can be love, relationships, but again, big emphasis on career stuff for y'all, all right? Your everyday activities. Now, just within a few hours right after that, Venus moves into Taurus at that 0-degree point. So now you have Venus and Taurus all month long. Why is this a big deal? Venus rules Taurus, okay? So first of all, this is comfort. This is your physical world all month. A highlight here where you've got Venus and Taurus all about money and and possessions and creativity and love, self-worth, self-value, things that you value. You have that all month long. And then remember, Jupiter's moving into your sign, exalted. So do you see how this is insanely optimistic this month? Venus, you've got the 2 benefics. Venus in its domicile, Jupiter, exalted all month. All month once Jupiter moves into your sign. So I hope that you get really excited now. Taurus rules your 11th house. Can you believe that? Because you've got Mars in Leo, where Venus natively rules for you. So your 11th house is your future hopes, wishes, long-term goals and dreams, but also your network, benefactors, allies, friendships, your communities. You're going to be really social, and you're going to be planting seeds and making things happen in terms of what you want for the long term, especially with it having to do with self-worth, self-value, confidence, and money and material possessions. And again, let me remind you, you have Saturn and Neptune at that 0-degree point in Aries in your 10th house of career and fame. On top of the fact Jupiter's moving into your sign, like this is a bonkers month for you, Cancer. All right. So now June 8th, Mercury conjuncts Jupiter. Rare. once a year. Okay. This aspect brings good news, business deals. Maybe you're launching a business. There's luck, good fortune. It's Jupiter, expansion, optimism with deals, contracts, travel, everything Mercury rules. And so remember, again, this is happening in Gemini, your 12th house, which is very spiritual, but, natively ruling your six. I would not be surprised. Anything that had just happened is happening for you, okay? Or you receive messages, or there's something here. Also, really great with health, okay? But spiritual wealth is it's really highlighted here. A lot of y'all may be, there's something culminating. It's at 29 degrees. So remember that parting gift, okay? Especially with a conjunction like this, that's powerful. You're going to feel it. You're definitely going to feel this. There's this new journey for you, all right? And a lot of y'all will be learning something. You're going back to school. Maybe you're teaching. Maybe you're, taking a course. Anyway, Mercury and Jupiter are related. That's why this is a big deal. They both rule the mind, okay? Physical mind and higher mind, all right? So this is all about the big picture, all right? Above everything else, you seeing the big picture, all right? There is this big moment of clarity here that, again, for you, is very spiritually moving, all right? You leaning into the greater good for what you're seeking. Now, Mercury then moves into your sign. That's amazing. You got the power of Mercury in your sign now. And so remember, Mercury is the mind, but moving into your sign, Cancer is the heart. All right? Cancer is the subconscious. Remember, the moon is a ruler. And so for the next 2 weeks from this point forward, that's great. You got the powers of Mercury. And this is just you merging heart, soul, and mind. Okay? You're going to find yourself in this, great flow state. All right? Now, with that said, remember I said there's some squares. And this day, yes, Mercury will square Saturn and Neptune, and Venus will square Pluto. That is actually kind of a bit of a squeeze. Main thing, just be mindful of the way that you communicate, the way that you're thinking, all right? Over idealizing here as well, wanting too much power and control, and relationships may be tested. All right. There can be it's Venus square Pluto. All right. So there can be some elements of jealousy, possessiveness. And again, it may not be you, just maybe something that you're experiencing. And it may not, it can be loving, it can be career, it can be like, I don't know, sibling, friendly rivalry, whatever it is. Right. But yeah, there's a but. On top of that, this is still that day. Yeah. On top of that, the moon will be in Scorpio. And if you're a subscriber, I've talked about this. The moon has an intensity in Scorpio, but on top of that, the moon will conjunct Juno. This is your 5th house, and the moon is your ruler. So, yeah, for a lot of y'all, there may be something here with love, true love, romance, creative partners. There may be something here with, recreation. Maybe you're part of a chess club, and your chess partner it's like, I don't want to be your chess partner anymore. I want to be that person's. And that gets you a little, just practice patience, be mindful, be responsive, not reactive. Remember, moon will conjunct Juno. Juno works in your favor. Okay. All right. So she's all about partnerships and relationships and contracts. So that will just be the big theme for the day. Remember, don't let anyone take your power. You have the best month. So vibrate at that high frequency. Remember, everything is energy. Now, look at what's happening. This is why you want to move into that next day, Monday, June 9th, feeling really good because Jupiter is moving into your sign. The first time since 2014. Okay. June, right? 2013. Now, you can think about what happened around that time, but this is big. Again, you listen. So this is when it's a 12-year cycle, right? So you're going through your Jupiter return. And then also, this is when you've got Jupiter in your sign, that's when, we call it's like you're the celestial favorite. So out of all the signs, Cancer, from this point until June 2026, you will have the most luck and abundance and good fortune and wisdom out of all the signs, okay? The most for a whole year. Blessings. Jupiter brings that promise of abundance, generosity, especially in your sign. Remember, Jupiter is exalted in your sign, but the main takeaway is Jupiter is optimism and growth, okay? Expansion through your life experiences to have appreciation and gratitude, all in the name of becoming wiser, and Jupiter wants the best for you. All right, like me, I want the best for you. And so with Jupiter and Cancer in general, all right, Jupiter sign, there will be a big emphasis on home and family and real estate and homeland and ancestry and your foundations, but also you and your emotions and your intuition and your gut instincts, maybe your mother or your role as a mother or a maternal figure. Remember, the moon is your ruler. So for an entire year, it's all about emotional growth and higher purpose. Okay, a lot that you're learning through the home. There's a lot of mama bear energy when you got Jupiter in Cancer. Security, nurturing, all of that. Okay, heart and soul. Like I said, you are on a karmic journey. So everything that you learned from 2024 to 2025, when Jupiter was in Gemini, remember, Gemini is like absorbing new things, learning new things, that curiosity. Now you're applying it here, all right? And even new things that you recently brought into your life. Remember, you create your reality. Life is what you make it. So please use this to transform your life. Because remember, every 12 years, but you're good. This is amazing. Because again, it's not just Jupiter moving into your sign, unlike 12 years ago or even 12 years from now. Look, everything that I literally just said in the beginning, all of that happening at this time, you are so good. Okay. Remember Jupiter, the greater benefic, right? Think about that. Benefit, right? Benefactor, beneficiary, all of that, but blessings. At the end of the day, Jupiter is faith, belief, optimism, higher purpose. In your sign, you're good. You're absolutely good. And remember, Jupiter will be connecting. All the planets are always having like conversations. It's through these aspects. So you're gonna feel in different areas of your life too, and you're good. I'm so happy for you. I'm so excited for you. All right. Now, one last thing with Jupiter in your sign. Don't forget, you had Saturn, Neptune, and even Ceres move into your sign or move into Aries recently. That's a lot of cardinal energy that you're moving into for the next 2 years. Okay. Leadership, stepping up to the plate, starting new things. And now more than ever, because remember, now you got Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune all at that 0 to 1 degree point this month of new beginnings. So you are truly going through a new things happening in your life. Jupiter's working for you right away. Why? Cancer? What did I say earlier, right? About all those retrogrades, Mars retrograde in your sign. So this is a big deal because Mars, remember from last fall, a long time, it was unusual, okay? Everything that you wanted from last fall up until March, mid-March, that you could not get because Mars was not happy in your sign, and then Mars was even retrograde in your sign. And he brought delays, and he didn't want to move forward, and he was having a little bit of right? But he's gone now, all right? And so what's happening is that anything that you wanted at that time and you didn't find progress in, Jupiter is now moving there, all right? So Mars is out of your sign, Jupiter's in. So Jupiter's now bringing everything that Mars wouldn't for you. That's why I want you to get really effing excited, Cancer. Now, June 10th, not on the whiteboard, Mars will trine Chiron. This is a big deal. I talk about it in the June Astrology Overview live stream it's big, okay? One of the reasons why is because the day after, and that is a trine. It's good. You'll feel it all week. All right. Now, June 11th, you got the full moon in Sagittarius. All right. So what can I say? Like you are good. So this is a Jupiter ruled full moon. All right. So Jupiter, Jove, joy, self-belief, wisdom, optimism, all of that. I call this the full moon of epiphany. You will 1000% have a shift in perspective, turning point endings. It's a full moon, right? But all for something really big that's happening. Remember, this is all about your life purpose. And Sagittarius, remember I said Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. Jupiter's at home in Sagittarius. It's a big picture. So this is all about seeing the big picture for you, okay? Let this full moon illuminate. Focus on your chi, your prana, your energy, your meditation, anything, all right? Connect with the ether. Just trust your intuition, all right? To be honest, it's a bonkers full moon, one of the best. Jupiter will be in your sign, conjuncting Mercury in your sign. I mean, and then Mercury will sextile Venus at this time, bringing you so many opportunities. So it's almost like you can even see it as a new moon, but there's something ending or there's a turning point here. All right. Remember what I've been saying for months now: out with the old, in with the new. Why? Because while that's happening, there you go. The 15th. So this is your first like test from Saturn. Okay. Like real test. And the 15th can be a little bit of a challenging day. All right, that's Sunday. All right, happy Father's Day. So June 15th, and again, I talk a lot more about this in that overview, and I will in your weekly forecast. So just very quickly, you have Mars square Uranus. All right, but remember, Mars is still trining Chiron. There's a lot of career stuff here for you, but also your reputation, if you're not here for career, how you want to be recognized, achievements, things like that. Mars is like a laser, okay? And Uranus, the Great Awakener, is like lightning. So this is an aspect that can bring surprises, revelations, unexpected things, rebellious energy here as well. This is where there's something here where it may have to do with people that you know. It's a very social month for you, by the way. As soon as you enter this month, you're going to be meeting new people. That's just, especially with Venus, sextile Jupiter, that's just a given, all right? There's many new people coming into your life, as much as you want, okay? Now, back to Mars square Uranus. Yes, this is a time where you got Mars and Leo and Uranus and Taurus, two fixed signs, fixed energy. No, it's like inflexible. Mars is impatient at this point, and Uranus is like, okay, I dare you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's that type of square. And your second house is self-worth, self-value, as well as finances and money. So, use this. I tell you all the time, especially with Uranus, he wants you to use him. Use this aspect. It can be very exciting. It is you feeling driven by shaking things up. Remember, Uranus was trine your north node, all right? On top of the Uranus Cazimi we had, all the conjunctions with Uranus. So everything that's been happening, like I said, mid-May, late May to this point, you've been having breakthroughs, and you're going to continue to have breakthroughs in terms of your future hopes, wishes, long-term goals, and dreams. This is your 11th house. All right. But also your 8th house. Uranus is, natively rules your 8th house, where Pluto is right now in Aquarius. This is the biggest deal of all. That is death and rebirth. That's transformation, regeneration. Remember, I said for you, especially you, out with the old, in with the new. You've got Jupiter. This is your big moment. Use this, okay? Uranus is freedom. And remember, there's something here where it is like partnerships, relationships, and wealth building, inheritance, investments, bonuses, royalties, loans, paying off debts, really big, okay? Mars square Uranus is pretty much the Tower card, okay? But if you use it, it would be the star, all right? Remember the star attributed to Aquarius, all right? Now, and the Tower is attributed to Mars, but again, it's the actions you take, Cancer. And remember, Uranus is still trine Pluto. That's in Aquarius, and that's the bigger picture. That's long lasting. And remember, Uranus is moving into Gemini in a month, still trining Pluto and Aquarius, 2 air signs. Anyway, you're going to feel that a lot more. What's happening here, Mars and Uranus, it's just a wake up. It's just a wake up call. It's at 29 degrees. They want to leave you a gift. But they're just, right? And so you've got to use this aspect to get that gift, but diplomatically, right? Because again, you don't want to, this is like, it can be like, you can have like outbursts. It's Mars square Uranus, right? So just change things up, all right? And even if there's changes happening in your world, adapting to them, knowing they're actually happening for you in your favor, all right? But again, it's part of your test because Jupiter square Saturn, and Saturn is karma, and it's happening that day. Jupiter square Neptune too. Technically, that's on the 18th, but you're going to feel these three squares days before, days after. Some of y'all may be feeling it a week before, a week after. Just know it's this day that you really, yeah. Now, Jupiter square Saturn, remember, Jupiter expands. Jupiter's in your sign. Saturn restricts. Saturn's in your 10th house at career and fame. So this is part of a 20-year cycle that began December 2020, right? You already went through two of these in August and December, Jupiter square Saturn. They were in different signs at that time. And so it's the last one. You've already gone through two of these, like I said. This can be a cakewalk for you. Again, practice patience. That's all it is. Be patient, okay? That's all this is. And again, if you want to go to those monthly forecasts, I talk a lot more about it, as well as your live stream that I did for you. Remember that Saturn is very new in Aries, but you'll be feeling, it's just the end of it. So it's a good thing. Now, Jupiter square Neptune. Listen, this is what I call the wait. What? Because remember, those lower frequencies of Neptune can come out. Jupiter's in your sign. So this is where that mama bear energy, you got to take care of something here. But those lower expressions of illusion, delusion, confusion, escapism, self-sabotage, that can possibly come out. So two things here. One, something may test your belief system. It's Jupiter, right? Or vice versa. B, it can be a little wishful thinking, as in thinking you're getting something, but you didn't put in the work, okay? Remember, Saturn is here. He tests you. He makes you work for things, but he rewards you. So that's all it is. Remember, Neptune, ideals, imagination. Keep a foot on the ground. You'll be fine. Neptune is also compassion and kindness. If you lean into that energy, you're good. All right? Do those acts of kindness. Be, creative. Use your creativity. Raise your frequency. Visualize. Remember, it's Neptune. And Neptune is intuition. You got Jupiter in your sign, all about intuition. Trust your instincts, okay? Because this is all about self-belief, faith in yourself, faith that everything is working out for you, all right? And remember, what I always say, if you're already vibrating at that high, if you're at a 10 with gratitude and love and compassion, being your authentic self, you won't even feel any of those. You'll be like, what? That was it? All right. So next thing is Tuesday, June 17th, we got Mars moving into Virgo. I love this. I love this energy for the next 2 months. All right. Mars leaving Leo. Very different vibe. Yeah. Mars and Virgo. Huge. That's a Virgo is an earth sign, blends well with you being a water sign. That's your third house, right? So a lot of, practical grounded energy in terms of communication and, family energy. And there's a lot here about new things like launching new businesses. Virgo's Mercury ruled. So speaking of Mercury, that's another thing. Well, the other thing is, yes, remember South Node's in Virgo too. So really working on getting rid of any perfectionist energy, anything where you're hard on yourself, but also Virgo rules your third house. Like I said, there's definitely some things that are going to be happening for the next 2 months in terms of your everyday activities, health, and work. Okay. But remember, Jupiter's in your sign. You're protected. You've just got to put in the work, whatever it is that you want. But it's almost like I don't have to tell you that with what's happening this month. Like, you are going to feel so driven and motivated. And it's so amazing. All right. It's all about your spiritual growth. Now, one last thing. Even though Mars is leaving Leo, your second house, income, salary, finances, self-worth, self-value, material possessions. Don't forget, Venus and Taurus is already there, right? So you still have an emphasis there all month. And then B, at the end of the month, Mercury moves into Leo, but because Mercury will go retrograde in July, Mercury will be in Leo all of July and all of August. So that second house area for you is not done. There's a story that's being told all summer long. All right. So just keep that in mind. All right. Now, how much time we got here? Okay. I'm going to tell you something that I did say in the live stream, but because it is your birthday season, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not telling you some other signs. I want you to mark June 18th down. All right, Cancer. There's a couple things happening here, but the main thing, like we will have a last quarter moon in Pisces. We'll talk about that in your weekly forecast. That's going to be big. Remember, the North Node is still in Pisces in your ninth house of like spirituality and higher mind, but also, you know, travel and publishing and broadcasting and education. Anyway, the biggest thing here is that Mercury is going to be at 17 degrees in your sign on June 18th. I don't know why I'm whispering. Mercury's going to be in your sign at 17 degrees, okay? On June 18th. I want you to mark this in your calendar because when I look at your chart, I talked about this in your live stream. So mark this in your date. Something from February 24th around that time. And I really want you to think about what happened around that time. Give it, a few days before, a few days after. February 24th is the day that Mars went direct in your sign. All right. No longer retrograde at 17 degrees. So there's a vibration here with Mercury at 17 degrees in your sign. What did you want back then? Especially around February 24th, like I said earlier, that you couldn't get. Now you're getting it. So mark it in your in your calendar. Because look at what's happening 2 days later. We move into your birthday season. Amazing. Friday, June 20th. Happy birthday. I wish I had anything, but okay. I'll give you a sticker. I'll give you this guy. I don't know who this is. He looks like a detective, but there you go. Happy birthday. Now, again, this is going to be a big deal. It's a solstice. We'll talk about this in your weekly forecast. But at this point, you have a stellium in your sign, Cancer. You got Mercury, the Sun, and Jupiter amplifying all that energy, that Cancerian energy. This is all about you. This is all for you. All right? So, happy birthday. This is amazing because you see what's happening through your birthday season. So, use this. Remember, higher purpose, higher mind. A lot of your mindset's changing. Your perspective will be changing. Focus on your purpose, right? Now, on Sunday, June 22nd, we will have Mars sextile Jupiter. This is rare. It only happens. Here's the thing. On average, once a year. I'll talk about this in the weekly forecast to explain why, but we will not have this next year. And we don't get this again until September 2027. You've got to use this. This is a huge, big charge up. There's something big happening here with Mars in Virgo now for you, Jupiter in your sign. But do you see it's a big charge up part of this Tuesday, June 24th, where you have the Jupiter Cazimi. That happens once a year. Once a year. You haven't had that in your sign in over 12 years. It's been a long time. So when you have the Sun conjunct Jupiter, that's the luckiest aspect of the year. And it's in your birthday season. And it's happening in your sign. And there's definitely something developing for you right now. All right. In a really big way. Some of y'all, every Cancer is different. You have different rising signs. You have different birth charts. It makes you different from every other Cancer in the world. Some of y'all will feel it the day of. Okay. Like you open up your door, there's a huge big, box with a gold everything, right? Pot of gold on top and maybe, I don't know, Keanu Reeves jumping out, whatever it is. But some of y'all, this is major. Some of y'all may feel this gradual, like maybe you don't see anything actually happen on this day, but there's something developing for you. There's something big growing for you. And you're going to see it days later. You're going to see it even like a week later. You're going to see it, right? things are brewing for you, especially a lot of things that you may have already been working on. Oh, yeah. Why is that? Because not only do you have Mars sextile Jupiter that night, or Wednesday, actually, you have the new moon in Cancer. Some of y'all, it may be that night because the new moon in Cancer and your sign is happening at 6:30 a.m., okay? On Wednesday, June 25th, and that's Eastern Standard Time, all right? My time. So convert that to wherever you are in the world, but you've got you have the Jupiter Cazimi happening at the same time of the new moon in Cancer, where now you have the sun, moon, and Jupiter conjuncting this new moon in your sign, one of the best of the year. This is absolutely amazing. All right. Again, we'll definitely dive deep in your weekly forecast, but to triply activate the enormous abundance of what's happening at this time, not on the whiteboard. Well, yeah, Mercury will sextile Uranus. The sun will sextile Mars. This is all happening at the same time, by the way. Do you see how this is enormous? Not on the whiteboard. Mercury will trine Saturn and Neptune. You are so good. You are so good. All right. Remember, Mercury. Did I put it here? I did not. Mercury. Yeah, I didn't. On the 26th, the day after. So it's happening at that time too. Mercury's leaving your sign, moving into Leo. Like I said, that's going to be a 2-month long story. So I would remember that's your second house of money. There's a lot happening for you. A lot happening. Finances, a lot happening. Material possessions, a lot happening. Cancer, happy birthday. Let's see what's going on for you for June 2025. Cancer, sun, moon, and rising. All right, Cancer. Let me do a time check. Okay, let's do this. Okay, you and Gemini are the only two signs that I'm really and again, that was just grazing the surface. I did not. There's so much happening in June. There's so much happening in June, and I'm excited to tell you more about it when we get to. Yeah, I do a traditional cult across spread. Offers the best overview, especially for a monthly reading. If we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. Cancer, y'all are amazing. And again, look at the live stream. I talk a lot more about what you can expect and even give you dates so you can start planning. Right now, let's see. Yeah. Oh my gosh. This. So you're good. You've got to. There's got to be something where, yeah, you're gonna feel a little bit of squeeze. There's got to be something here, but this is gonna be. It's almost like. Did I mention it earlier? Like almost like this sense of relief for you, like this sigh of relief is what June is. But okay, let's get started. You got the 10 of Wands. Wonderful. What did I say? Out with the old, in with the new. You're starting this new era, right? This new beginning. It is a 10. It's the end. It's the end in your recent past. So wonderful. This is absolutely amazing. I would pay attention to the full moon. I feel like around that time, there's going to be something that you're going to have this huge moment of this. Like I said, there's going to be some big epiphany for you. And you're likely going to feel it moving into that week too, as well. So even before you get to the full moon, but I love that full moon for you. This is saying there's something that was like really, again, strong, heavy energies. Yeah. You could have brought it upon yourself too. Mm-hmm. You see him carrying all the wands. He's not. Yeah, I mean, people can help him. He's like, no, I got this, right? So maybe taking on other people's responsibilities, but also maybe being in a position where people kind of just threw things on you. It really depends on you, but the bigger thing, it's coming to an end. And be part of that story. Yeah, you create reality. Drop a wand or two. Drop them all if you need to. You see he's carrying so many wands, he can't see where he's going. That's why this is it's a 10 is the end of the suit. And so a lot of y'all are changing something, right? In a big way. How you change it is up to you. But it brings you to the Queen of Cups and the heart of your spread, where you are just so happy, where you are so emotionally satisfied, where you are in touch with your intuition, your higher self. Yeah, this is absolutely amazing. The Queen of Cups is you, by the way. Okay, Queen of Cups is Cancer. So you pulled your own card in the heart of your spread. This is, you see your foot just, in the sea. A lot of like emotional intelligence, being in touch with your emotions. I talked about that mama bear energy coming out for the entire year, right? For up to, like, this is with Jupiter moving into your sign. But anyway, that's you. This is a lot of self-love, but this is just doing what your heart desires. It's all about the heart. I love it. Now, you got another 10 of swords. I actually love this because it's saying, look at what's happening. There's something you're coming out of that could have been taking too much headspace. All right. Remember, you've got to take that action. There may be a lot going on up here. That's what happens naturally anyway, right? When people move into their birthday seasons, they have big, like, I'm turning another year. Like, what have I accomplished? What do I want to accomplish? Like, what do I, you've got those big moments come up. And so don't overanalyze things. Don't overthink things. The great news is that what's happening here is that, like I said, you're coming out of something, right? It's you, but remember, anything that may have been challenging, use it. Use it to empower you moving forward, to inspire you moving forward, right? Because that's what karma is. Anything that was challenging, that's life lessons. If you don't learn your lessons, you're going to just continue that cycle over and over and over again. And so this is saying, oh, you're going to be coming out of it as long as you learn anything that's hard to use it to empower you moving forward. You never have to go through that cycle again. Okay? You've learned your lesson. That's how karma works. All right? So this is really great. The second thing is that, yeah, there may be someone in your life, and it can be career related. It can be anything, to be honest. Career, love. There's something with someone else here that it's over. It's finally over this month. Okay. All in your favor. King of Cups, you got the pair. That's what makes this special. King, right? In your crown. That's amazing. The king wearing the crown, the king, the big leader here. Someone who is a big protector, provider, someone just like the queen. This is someone, the difference between the king and the queen, kings, they are a lot more public facing. Okay. You've got Saturn and Neptune in Aries in your 10th house. That is very public facing. And when I say public facing, it just be like within your industry, within your community, wherever you're putting that energy. But a lot of this is family. A lot of this will be family, like your maternal side, your paternal side, and just being that rock for other people. This is amazing. Being on top of your emotions, a lot of creative energy, but really intuitive energy. It's almost like this big homecoming for you is what June feels like for you. Like, I'm my authentic self. I feel really good. I let all this go. 7 of Pentacles in the Rudier spread. Yeah. Have that moment. You are going to have a big moment this month where you are going to be thinking about your future. You're going to see all these new paths and doors open for you. So take that time to think, like, the things that I've invested my time, energy, heart, soul, blood, sweat, tears, all of that. Has it been worth it? Have I seen gains? Do I intuitively feel now I will, right? Now I will, because all the energies change in June. It's all about you taking that pause to think about your next steps, okay? Not looking back. Look back to, see if, I don't know, right? Or, yeah, that looks good. But all about moving forward, okay? With your future hopes, wishes, dreams. Remember, I said money's going to be a big thing for you. Finances, jobs, careers, something here. But it's all about moving forward. Now, you got the 5 of Wands in your future. Very interesting. Very interesting. 5 of Wands is attributed to Mars and Leo, just to let you know. So, 2 things. Remember, I talked about those squares. And it's, sure, you've already experienced it. You get it, right? But Jupiter's now in your sign instead of Gemini. So you're going through that Jupiter-Saturn square with Jupiter in your sign, right? With Mars and Leo too, that's happening at the same time. So there is going to be maybe possible not seeing eye to eye. Families coming up strongly. And so are colleagues, work related, okay? So keep that in mind, all right? whatever it is, it's not worth your time. You're already feeling good. All right. This is just a little bit of noise. It's like a little bit of like, what? It's my birthday. It's just, come on. So you can see it's just kids swinging their wands in the air. Yeah. So it's a lot of egos at play, right? What I talk about with the, Mars energy. And anyway, this is all about your self-worth, your self-value, all about you moving forward. Even if you have a lot going on up here with those wands, it's because it can be even like tug of war energy, competitive energy as well. It's still, hey, someone's got to rise above, and that's going to be me, because I, as a Cancer, have Jupiter in my sign. I'm protected. It's all about my emotional growth. And with all this cardinal energy, me stepping into my power and using it. Let's get to your stuff. And it does feel good, as in something has got to end. What was that? Something has got to end as part of you moving forward. And remember, I said there's going to be that test, and there's your test. And the Five of Wands is, yeah, it's a challenge card, but it's the least challenging of the challenge cards. All it is saying, hey, let's see eye to eye. Cancer, I love y'all. If you like this reading, by the way, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. Happy birthday. Is your birthday on the 24th, 25th? If it is, or any of the, like, even if it's on the 15th where you have those squares, it does not matter. Look at everything else that's happening. But remember, it's just something that's going to be testing you all about your willpower, like how you're taking action. And you can use those aspects. Like I said, love y'all. All right, you're good. Don't. Best month. Yeah. You get the L. Beep, beep. I'll give you one of these. You're good. Cancer, come on. You got the 9 of Wands here. What did I say earlier? Especially with Mars in your sign, even retrograde. And listen, I can relate. I have Mars in Cancer in my birth chart. So even for me, from September until mid-March, yeah. I was going through some. Yeah, I felt it. Everyone did, though. Everyone did, right? And in different areas of their life. You got the 9 of Wands here. So again, there's just something for me. Just let things come to the surface the first week, even around that full moon. Yeah, in Sagittarius. This is great. Hang in there. That's all this is saying. Remember 5th grade math class when your teacher had the poster of the cat hanging from the tree? This is that poster. All right. Don't give up. Hang in there. Right. That's all this is. And that's what he's doing. Look at him standing in front of the wands. Nothing's gonna, get in his way. He's tapping into his inner Chumbawamba. Now, hey. And this is just protecting everything that you've worked hard for. Now, Page, and that you care about. Now, Page of Pentacles, like I said, there's something new coming through. Okay? And you see it. Page is bringing that fresh new energy. Page of Pentacles is double earth. So something truly rooting up in your life. Maybe a new job. Maybe a new partner. Remember, pages are physical reality too. Okay? It can be a relationship. But there is something, because it's self-worth, it's self-value, it's all of that too. But yes, a lot of y'all may be getting this new job opportunity, partnering up with someone as well. Maybe you're starting a business with a business partner. Maybe there's something here where you're starting a side hustle, side gig, second thing, fun thing, whatever it is. It's happening, okay? And in many ways, this, again, it's like it had to be done, right? It was, yeah, okay. Now, you got the Knight of Cups. Amazing. Just continue to go after the things that will fulfill you emotionally. And a lot of y'all want a partner coming through. It is a knight in shining armor. So remember, you can have whatever you want. You've got Jupiter in your sign. You have the luckiest aspect, the luckiest new moon. You can have anything you want. And it can be in existing relationships as well, where it's just like, where it's, you're now going to the next level. It can be love, career, whatever you want. There's a lot of creative energy here with the Knight of Cups, but I just really love this. At the end of the day, it's just what's going to fulfill you emotionally. And you're going to get it. You see, you've got the 3, right? You got the Queen, King, and the Knight. Now you have the Ace of Wands in your final outcome. There you go. You got something new coming through. I mean, you're good. Ace of Wands, new beginning, new cycle, new opportunity, especially, like I said, career, work, enterprise, all of that big thing here with that wand. A lot of y'all are going to start something new with that. If you're not here for that, wands are at the end of the day, it's just you. It's your passions. It's what you're ambitious about. There's something new coming through, which is amazing. So again, it's not, yeah, you're good. You're absolutely good. You're amazing. Let's break it down week by week. Cancer. Oh my gosh, where are we? All right. So first week, we know that Venus will sextile Jupiter. That's kind of like the main thing. I really, really love that aspect for you. And, Venus does move into Taurus. I really love that for you. I mean, that is in your 11th house of your future hopes, wishes, and dreams. And that's money and love and relationships, your network. Let's see what's going on. All right. First week of June. That's not it. There we go. Yeah. Yes. You're good. Yeah, you're really good. You're getting what you want. So just continue to vibrate at that high frequency. You got the death card. The death card is all about transformation. What did I say? Out with the old, in with the new. You're going through that right now. I talked about 2025, the year of 9, shedding skin, the year of the snake. There we go, right? Now, the other thing is you see the sun coming out on the horizon. Look at the direction you're moving. So there's opportunities. There's the sun is everything, right? That life force energy, optimism. You're good. You're absolutely good. I'm going to show you. Well, let's do the second week. So just expect transformation right away. Now, and a lot of it, again, has to do with, for you, would be home, family, relationships, creative projects, things like that. Okay, so let's see. The second week is when Mercury moves into your sign. You got Mercury conjunct Jupiter. You've got Jupiter moving into your sign. I mean, that's right. Let's see what's going on for you for the second week. Okay, Cancer, for June. You're good. You got strength. There you go. I mean, this is when you're just, that anything's possible for you, right? Anything's possible as long as you have that, courage, inner strength, and you will. Look at what's happening for you. You're going to be fine. You're going to be good. Just tap into that energy and always tap into that energy. All right. That's really, let's see what's going. And by the way, strength is attributed to Leo. All right. So absolutely amazing. Remember, Leo rules your second house of self-worth, self-value. Something's bringing out this confidence. Now, the third week, we have those squares. We have Mars moving into Virgo. We move into your birthday season. Let's see what's coming for you the third week, okay? Of June. Look at you. You honestly can't make this up. You got the High Priestess, guardian of the subconscious, all about your intuition. Look at the sliver of the moon at her feet. Look at her headdress. Different phases of the moon. The moon is your ruler. The moon with Jupiter moving into your side. You're good. I said that you're going to feel all this intuitive energy. You're it's almost like this homecoming that it just feels really good. You're just trust your intuition. You're gonna be fine. Last week, you got a lot happening. There's so much happening, but the main things is that new moon in your sign at the same time that the sun will conjunct Jupiter. Cancer. Let's see what's going on for you. The last week of June. All right. Look at you go. 8 of Cups. Amazing. By the way, you see. Nothing's wrong with the cups, right? But there's this calling, okay? And he's moving to higher ground. He's moving through the water, moving to higher ground, leaving those cups. So there's something, again, you can see here that you're leaving, okay? Because something's better for you. Take that pause, think about it, right? But you see all these, you see that's happening here. Okay, so there is this big change that's happening for you, and that's an eclipse. So it's game changing. That last week for you is game changing. All right, big. And this card is attributed to Saturn and Pisces. So it's a Pisces card. You got the North Node in Pisces still. All right. That's rules your ninth house of spirituality, of your belief system, of your philosophies, of what Jupiter represents. Jupiter natively rules the ninth house, and Jupiter is now moving into your sign. Remember, I said you're going to have this huge change in perspective. There you go. Your life is changing this entire month. Cancer, happy birthday. Y'all are amazing. Next week, yeah, okay, I'm gonna let you go. Second spread, yeah, I'm gonna pull out more cards. We're gonna look at career, we're gonna look at love, we're gonna look at health, we're gonna look at a lot of things, okay? What you should focus on, what you can expect. I might even clarify that, Five of Wands. Remember, next week I'm gonna be with my family, but we'll continue after that, but I'll still have videos for you. Just look at your June overview. All right. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Cancer, happy birthday. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are amazing. What a wonderful month. Look at all this emotion. Like it feels like this homecoming. There's so many big things happening for you. Ace of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Look at what's coming through. That Death card, you're going through some big transformation. Strength, the High Priestess. You're amazing. I'll see you next week. Thanks so much, Cancer. Bye-bye.